Hey, JR. I mean, obviously, your first thoughts. I mean, a very disappointing loss. I don't know how much fatigue played a role in this one, if at all, but do you think it did?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not one to make excuses, so I'm not going to talk about fatigue. I mean, we certainly had a chance to win the ball game, so I'm not going to make that excuse. But yeah, I mean, obviously, 3 games in 5 days is tough, no matter what. And this is a really scrappy, tough, good team. But they beat us. So
Yeah. So many things before the end, but I want to ask you about the end, the foul call there on Aubrey. What did you think about that call and just how tough it, or I think it was Aubrey, I'm not sure, but that foul call at the
I'm
end.
going to no comment. I'm going to no comment on all the officiating because I don't want to get myself in trouble. But I was definitely disappointed with a lot of things that transpired during the game. But in the end, we missed 9 free throws and a lot of uncontested threes. And, so again, they beat us. But yes, that was definitely disappointing with however many seconds left, 3 seconds left.
Yeah. You guys did a great job coming back, but I mean, their 3-point shooting in the third quarter buried you guys and put you in that hole. How difficult was that,
Yeah.
To try to come back from? I know you did come back, but I mean, to put yourselves in that hole is tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really tough. I think we were down by 13 at one point. So I was really proud of the fact that we were able to rally and, get ourselves back in the game. Really disappointed that our aggressiveness in the last quarter and a half was not from the jump. They didn't change anything they did defensively. And we were a completely different ball club offensively for the last quarter and a half. So that same type of aggressiveness, we need to see that from jump. And I think it probably would have been a different feel.
Yeah. Corey, are you on or?
Well, I am on, Brian. I appreciate it. Coach, I wanted to ask you a couple of quick questions and then we'll let you get back. Brian Howe, of course, with Boulder Daily Camera. But Coach, you talked about some of the I just want to throw out, you were down by 13 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter, essentially is how it worked out. And your aggressiveness that we talked about in the pregame got you back into this contest. Do you have the stamina to be able to play 4 quarters that way? I know that's what you'd like to see, but this early on in the season, boy, they left it all hanging out there in that fourth quarter and you almost came all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, I loved our aggressiveness. I don't know that we'd ever be a team that presses like that for 40 minutes, but even just the half court aggressiveness, we're just a different ball club down the stretch of the game than we were in the first half. And we can't play hesitant like that. And hopefully this is even just the last quarter, maybe it's a learning lesson for our ball club to be able to say, all right, we can do this. We did do that, and next time we see sort of a sagging defense, we're going to be aggressive the same way we were at the end of the DU game. So it's so early in the season. I said the goal is to continue to grow, and in all honesty, we did grow, throughout the game, but we can't play for an entire half like that against anyone in the first half I'm talking about.
You kind of did that against Oregon and Oregon State. It came at different times, but all of a sudden the hesitancy, the lack of aggression really ended up burning you kind of in the end. And I guess it happened here against Denver as well. It just came at a different time. We're still talking about what we talked about at the beginning of the season. You want to see consistency, and it just hadn't come yet,
yep,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we show in spurts what we're capable of, but that's the tough thing is you can't play in spurts. You got to play, like you said, consistently. And, and that's just an area that we need to get better. And I do believe we will.
All 3 of your point guards ended up either fouling out or almost fouling out. They all got called for a lot of aggressive defense, essentially. Yep. That's a tough one. I don't know if that happens in the Pac-12 necessarily, but your point guards were super, they played really well, very aggressive, looking to score everybody in double digits.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's great. They're 3 really, really good basketball players. Some of the calls were disappointing. Jalen just slapping the floor and getting a technical is extremely disappointing, and things like that. So, it's tough. I was really proud of them for their ability to play with fouls. I mean, Jalen played the entire third quarter with 3 fouls, didn't pick up a fourth until the very end. And for them to play that aggressively down and not foul is just a huge testament to their discipline and ability to do it.
Okay, last question from me. What do? You get almost a week off.
Yeah, we need it. We definitely need the rest. I mean, the travel and the, two top 20 teams and then a third in 5 days is really tough, not just physically, but also emotionally. And so we need a little bit of a break. We need to rest, study up. We have players that are real concerned about final exams and things like that. So we need a day or two to rest up and get ready to go again.
All right, Coach, thanks for talking with us. I know other questions come your way, but thank you very much for talking to us, and we'll talk to you coming up on Monday.
All right. Thank you, Corey.
All right, that's head coach.
Just a couple quick ones. I'm not trying to get you in trouble with officials, but Peanuts technical. Did you get an explanation on that?
Yeah, I did. She said something she shouldn't have said.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
That one
And
was
then,
legit. Jalen's, was not legit at all.
Okay.
I would have teed
All right.
Peanut up, but Jalen's was not.
Yeah. And then you kind of alluded to it, but I mean, just, you mentioned maybe this team needs a little emotional break at this point. You guys have gone through so much adversity this year. This is your first on-court adversity with a 3-game losing streak. How much does your team need to kind of regroup mentally right now?
Well, I actually thought we regrouped at halftime very well, and I just told the team I was really proud of them for being able to dig in when things were tough and when we were down, and they rallied together. It wasn't anything I said or anything I did. It was them. They made a decision that they were going to dig in and compete, and they did that and got themselves back in the ball game. So I'm very proud of that. But I mean, yeah, they're exhausted. Every day is exhausting for every student athlete in America right now and every coach. You wake up not knowing if you're going to play, not knowing if you're going to be positive, not knowing if your teammate's going to be positive. And if they are, what does that mean for me? What does that mean for my family? I mean, so it's not just the basketball, but yeah, I mean, 3 games in 5 days is tough, but this is emotionally exhausting, for everyone. And so with that being said, I'm even more proud, of their ability to dig in and fight and compete together as one unit throughout the second half of that game, because they could have easily rolled over and they didn't.
Yeah. That's it for me.